What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. The New York Jets have a problem. They sit at 0-5. They have been absolutely horrendous at the start of this season, and hope is honestly dwindling with this football team. There really isn't much hope at all for the 2025 Jets. It's about as negative as I've seen it in a really, really long time. And today I wanted to talk about what I think the real problem with the New York Jets is. And there's a lot of nuance to this conversation. The real answer is not just one thing, but I think we've been putting maybe too much blame on one particular party and not enough blame on a other area. So Aaron Glenn has been a target of a lot of negativity right now, and part of it is on him. He's the head coach. They're 0-5. The defense is abomination. Like, some of that is naturally going to fall on the coach. He is not blame free. He does not deserve a free pass for this. Aaron Glenn is absolutely responsible partly for the Jets' problems. And then you're going to have the people in the comments who are going to say, no matter what, it's Woody Johnson. It doesn't matter what the Jets do. Woody Johnson's here. They have no shot. And look, believe me, I am by no means a Woody Johnson apologist, but I'm really talking about like what we're seeing on the field. Woody Johnson, once the kickoff happens, he doesn't have any input on what is happening on the field, right? He's sitting there watching. He's not coaching the game, or he's not playing in the game. I think with that in mind, the problem is becoming a little bit more obvious. I mean, listen to this quote from Garrett Wilson on practices versus the game.
And it doesn't translate to the field on Sunday. Is there a disconnect between what's being coached and what's being performed on Sunday? Doesn't seem like something's not getting through.
No, I think there's a disconnect between the game and practice day. You got to be at your best on Sunday. It's not about, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but it's important to get that good practice in. And, if my best reps are on Thursday, that doesn't help us in a way, if that makes sense. I got to be at my best on Sunday. We got to be at our best on Sunday, and it's not a disconnect in what we're coaching, what we're preaching. The opportunities are there. We gotta, as players, be better at executing, doing what we're asked to do, and then maybe every now and then when that time comes, doing a little bit more to help your teammate out. That's where we're at, and I don't know when that's going to take shape, but it's going to, because like I said, the foundation is there. We're being coached the right way, and we're going about it the right way during the week. But you have no chance on Sunday, prep during the week. So I wouldn't say it's a disconnect. We're doing the right things. The process is there. We got to be at our best on Sunday.
The line that stands out, you got to be at your best on Sunday. If my best reps are on Thursday, that doesn't help us. Garrett Wilson also said they are being well coached right now. He views this as them being well coached. That is a great point, and that is something that we hear all the time. The coaches, the players, the head coach, the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator talk about a great week of practice. We did this well. This guy looked good on this day in practice. None of that matters because you're not getting graded, or they're not deciding who wins and loses the game based on what you do in practice leading up to it. On Sunday is when it counts the most, and the Jets are not doing it on Sunday. They haven't done it once yet, actually, on Sunday. They have done almost everything wrong to put them in this position that they are. Jamie and Sherwood, I thought, also had an interesting quote saying, "Our coaches do a great job. Players have to police ourselves." Now, again, these are two people out of 53 on the roster, right? And I don't know if I have it in me to say that the coaches are doing a great job right now. The point that I wanted to bring up, I think more of the blame has to go onto the players. I feel like over the last few years, especially after the 2022 draft, we gave Joe Douglas a pass because of the talent that he hit on in that draft and tried to ignore issues from other years. We said that the quarterback was the problem, or that coaching was the problem on this team. And if you change the coach and you change the quarterback, things will get better. Well, the GM, the coach, multiple quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, they're all gone. And a lot of the same guys, not all, but a lot of the same guys who have been here for the last 4 or 5 years are here, and they are not winning games. They are still not a good team, even after changing the GM, after changing the coach, after changing the quarterbacks. They had 10 penalties today. Again, another day with double-digit penalties, or yesterday, excuse me. They had 10 penalties yesterday. They had penalty problems with Robert Saleh. They fire Robert Saleh. They go to Jeff Ulbrich, still have penalty problems. They fire Jeff Ulbrich or move on. They go a different direction. They hire Aaron Glenn. He brings in referees for training camp, puts an emphasis on penalties, is yelling at guys on the sideline when they commit mistakes. Is out there with a boxing glove trying to punch the ball out because the team leads the league in fumbles. And it gets to a point where doesn't some of the blame have to go on the players? And maybe these guys just aren't good enough? And are we overrating them? Maybe they're not good enough as a unit, right? There might be talent there, and there's a lot of individuals on this team who are talented, but it takes more than one guy and one talented individual. You have to work well as a unit, as a team, and they're not doing that. Garrett Wilson and Quinnen Williams are like the only 2 veteran guys who are playing up to par in their core. I mean, there's other younger guys. I'm not, dismissing Armand Membu and Mason Taylor and, Joe Tittman, some other guys on this team, right? I'm not saying that, there's only 2 capable players on a 53-man roster. That's not the point. But, Will McDonald, the top 15 pick, a player that I happen to like, was great in week 1, hasn't had a sack yet since week 1. Sauce Gardner was beat for another touchdown this week. And whether he wants to put it on himself or on the busted coverage, that's totally up to him, right? It seems like he's saying his busted coverage on this one. The optics of George Pickens catching a bomb of a touchdown over him isn't good. And his play hasn't been what you were hoping for outside of week 1. I think he was really good in week 1 and was mostly, not fully, but mostly good this past week, except for that catch. But you can't do this guy is good except for, and then it's like the massive play in the game that changes things. Same thing with Breece Hall. Breece Hall went for over 100 yards. I like Breece Hall. I think he is a good football player, but has a massive fumble that completely changes the game. And is, to be fair, as much as I like Breece Hall, we got to be honest here, has been incredibly inconsistent throughout his career. Jamie and Sherwood doing his best Muhammad Wilkerson impression after getting paid and being a borderline starter at best. They're just not good enough. That's kind of what I'm getting to, is they are just not good enough. And maybe that's on us for thinking that the collection of players that they have on the 53-man roster should be better than this. But they're proving that they're not. I think that's basically what I'm getting at. They are proving that they are not better than this. And it doesn't matter that they switch general managers. It doesn't matter that you have a new coach in here who is saying all the right things and they're doing all the right things from, Monday through Saturday. When it gets to Sunday and the bright lights come on, they make a massive mistake that costs them a game. They sulk, they pout, they turn the ball over, they make mental mistakes. They are just not good enough football players. It's a really hard realization to come to. And I know it might sound harsh, but at 0-5, it's really, really, really hard not to have that take right now. It just feels like there's so much wrong with this football team, and I don't know how they are going to fix it. Thank you for watching. I'm Matt O'Leary. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.